So in A Course in Miracles is a simple idea that only the truth is true. Only God's truth is true. Only the things that come from God, only God's creations are true. Nothing else is true. Things that are false are false. And simply having the clarity and the recognition and the correctness or the accuracy of perception where you're distinguishing between the true and the false correctly. That is true perception. That is also forgiveness. So all we're really asked to do is just sort of sort out what is actually really true and what isn't. What is made up ego lies that can't be possible in God, like sickness and death, and what is true of God's nature? What is the only real possibility in heaven that you can live forever, that there can be perfect safety and constant peace and no conflict and no attack and no sin and death? That's the truth. So anything else cannot be true. So the entire curriculum of A Course in Miracles really is just you sorting out with the Holy Spirit what is true and what is not true, what is of God and what is not of God. Anything that doesn't come from God is false. Anything God didn't create is not real. Anything that God didn't create doesn't really exist and isn't really happening. So it's just a matter of, are you going to side with the truth of God in full, like completely, or are you going to keep on siding with what we call ego, lies, falsehoods, deceptions, temptations, things that aren't really true? So the whole course is geared towards you getting to a point where you can discern correctly exactly what is true in terms of God's truth and weeding out all the other things that are not that and putting them into a category of that's not true, that's unreal, I don't believe that, and putting all your belief and all your faith in God and all of your conviction and all your vigilance for the kingdom is in God, and not allowing yourself to side with or go into or believe in anything that we've made up, this world, the body, the ego, separation, sickness and death, guilt and fear, and not participating in any of that, and just being as God created us.